So, you want to find your soulmate, your oppa, barf, your K-pop BTS boyfriend. Well, have I got the guide for you? Yeah, no shit, that's why I clicked on the video. This is the guide of how to find the love of your life on Tinder. Yes, I said it, on Tinder. And if you're thinking that's impossible, I think you should really think again. I know many people who have met great and not so great people from dating apps. And I'm gonna be quite frank, to those who think that their other half is gonna fall into their lap when they're barely leaving their house, maybe you should reconsider and listen up. You need to put yourself out there. How is your man gonna find you if you're laying in bed all day eating snacks? Yeah, highly likely he's not. Today I'm specifically going to talk about Tinder, not any other dating apps, because it's the only one I've used, with a focus on Korea, because I haven't used the platform in other countries, so I'm not quite sure how that works over there. But here, you may call me the master. So Tinder in Korea. I know that there's other ways to find your special someone, like language exchanges, am I right? Bars and clubs, or soul gating. Soul gating is being set up by friends or family. But if you're anything like me and have hardly any Korean friends who could set you up on blind dates, and you don't like going outside, then you're very limited to your choices, so I'm sorry, you have to go with the dating apps. Additionally, if you're looking to just have a one-night stand kind of thing, maybe this guide isn't for you, but you can still keep watching because there's no harm in being woke. I can't believe I just said that. Anyways, it's a whole nother world on this app. So whether you're living here or using Tinder Passport from across the world, I am here to provide to the people of the internet, and I will let you know my insider info on how to avoid the trash. I would love to call this video How to Avoid Boys 101, but YouTube doesn't like it when you say bad words, and neither does my mother, so I'm going to keep this PG. In this video, I'm going to focus on red flags in the text conversation, as I think this is the first and best place to know whether to cut these boys off so you can save your precious time. As I know I've wasted way too much time talking to and meeting boys who are on completely different pages than what we both wanted. So yeah, let's get into it. It all begins one lovely day. You're lonely, need attention, you need some good old validation.
Yeah.
So you finally decide to download Tinder. You choose your favorite photos, you write a cute bio, and you start swiping left and right. You finally make some matches. This may or may not take a while. And now you start talking to each other.
Wow.
I think it's safe to assume that guys on Tinder are usually looking for one thing and one thing only, but we're looking for the diamonds in the roughs here. We're looking for the people who don't just want hookups. So how do you know what he wants from the get-go? Is he gonna play you? No, definitely not. Because you have the upper hand and know all the tricks up his sleeve because you watched this YouTube video. And disclaimer, of course, this is my experience and my friends' Tinder experiences. There are, of course, exceptions, and I would be a horrible person to generalize the entire population. So yeah, it doesn't apply to everyone, but moving on. Red flag number 1. One of the first things he may ask you is if you dated Korean men before. This can or cannot be a red flag. He's trying to judge how well you know Korean culture, as if you don't know it well, he may try and cross the line and treat you very differently than he would a Korean girl. Yes, this is unfair and disrespectful, so just be aware. If he talks about doing it when you're first meeting him, this is not common. A Korean guy would never talk to a Korean girl about this subject when they're getting to know each other if he wanted to date her seriously. It's not normal and it's not socially acceptable. He doesn't want to get to know you at all, except for your body. Red flag number 2, if he asks if you live alone. This makes me so mad. The amount of times I was asked this in the first couple sentences when I matched with a guy was ridiculous. Pretty much he wants to know if you live alone, because in Korea, many people don't live alone, they live with their families. So he probably lives with his family. So he needs a place where he can go and hook up with you, because he's definitely not bringing you to his house. Honestly, as soon as guys on Tinder asked me this question, I unmatched them right away. No questions asked. You have to be brutal and just cut off the trash. Okay, moving on to red flag number 3. If he says he's looking for only friends, or if he's looking for language exchange friends, he's lying. He ain't looking for that type of friend. He's looking for an FWB. Like, come on, do you actually think women are that stupid? I will give the benefit of the doubt, some guys actually do just want to be friends. But if he says he wants to be friends and he wants to come over, or he wants to do language exchange at your house, yeah, he doesn't want to be your friend. Tinder is not the place you find friends. Okay, another red flag. This is similar to the previous one, but if he says he's open-minded, This is simply the code word for DTF. Korean men love this word. I am so open-minded. Yeah, okay, good on you. Okay, number 5. If you're texting him and he says he lives with his sister, he doesn't live with his sister. He's probably married. Like, why are married guys on Tinder? Get off. I really don't have to say anything more about this. Okay, next. If he doesn't talk to you on Tinder at all and just asks for your Kakao ID right away, Kakao is like the WhatsApp of Korea, then there's something definitely very fishy. Girl, he's definitely hiding something. Don't give your ID out right away. It's fine to talk on Tinder for a day or so, or a couple days, or a week. There's nothing wrong with that. Really, don't fall for their traps. And leading into the 7th thing, if he says he doesn't have Kakao and just wants to talk over line, I would run. Every single person in Korea has Kakao. You cannot properly function without this app. He is 100% hiding something from you or hiding someone from you. Don't even bother talking to him. Unmatch right away. Yeah. Number 8. So this can or cannot be a red flag. If he says he doesn't have social media or SNS, I would just keep your suspicions up. Most Koreans either have Facebook or Instagram. Now, some people actually don't have social media, but I would just be aware that he's hiding something from you. Like a girlfriend or a wife, I would definitely just stalk to make sure. Everyone stalks these days. It's fine. It's normal. If you don't stalk someone before you go on a date with them, then how do you know you're not dating a serial killer? It's completely normal. Okay, red flag number 9. If you swipe on a boy who only has body photos, he's sending the signal indirectly that he only wants one thing. I think this is the same in every country. If you swipe on this guy, you probably already know what you're getting into. And another thing on photos, I would be wary because if the guy you swiped right on has amazing quality photos that look professional, he looks like a model, he's so hot, yeah, you should reverse image search that man. Way too many catfishes here. That may not be him, unfortunately. And when you first match him, if he sends messages like this, just unswipe. I think people who send these messages must be so stupid. Why even give him any time out of your day? Like, who starts convos like that and expects anything of them? I've got so many messages like this, it's just sad. So, number 10, if you've been talking a while and he never calls you, or when you call him, he hardly ever picks up, then I'm kind of sorry, but he's probably not that serious about you. If it was a Korean girl, I'm sure they would be on the phone calling and texting them all the time. In Korea, that's how you show your affection to somebody else, by always staying in contact. If he's not contacting you all the time, he's not holding you to the same standard he would as a Korean girlfriend or a Korean person, and maybe he never will. Yeah, sorry, I just had to say it. Okay, number 11. If he says he hates Korean girls and he wants to date other races, then I would be wary. Because Korea is so homogeneous, they stereotype a lot, and many guys have fetishes. Some men feel like they have a list and they need to woohoo with a foreigner just so they can have the bragging right of saying they did it with another race. Firstly, this is gross. And why would you want to be with a person who's just with you for your race? I've literally been asked on Tinder if I could be someone's white princess. Like, ew. And I would just like to say another thing about fetishes. This can go both ways. One time I was having dinner with my brother, and behind us there was a couple on a first date. It was a Korean girl, and I don't want to say his race, but he was white. During this date, he was only talking about taking her shoes off inside and her eating with chopsticks. He really had nothing else to talk about other than Korean culture. I actually heard the Korean girl beside me say, "You aren't asking any questions about me, just about my Korean culture. Don't you want to get to know me as a person?" People are more than just their ethnicities and races. You want to date someone because they're an amazing person, not because they're Korean. I'm sure he didn't get a second date. And lastly, I think that the most important thing is your gut check. Girls, if your gut tells you he's a perv, then he probably is a perv. End of story. And on a final note, I would just like to say ghosting is huge here. Me and all my friends, Korean and non-Korean, have been ghosted up the wazoo. Do not be discouraged. The amount of times that men have stopped responding and a couple days later told me that their grandma died is astonishing. Rip to all those dead grandmas. People really gotta be more creative with their excuses. I'm out here catching them all red-handed. So that's all I have to say for now. Stay positive, it's hard out there, dating is stressful. I have personally wasted so much time on men like this. And fuckboys who are watching this, I can't wait to see what you have up your sleeves next so I can make a part 2. Thank you so much for watching my video. If you enjoyed it, please comment, like, and subscribe. Animation takes so long. So I worked for a long time on these videos. Thanks for watching!